When we work with a client in designing a website, before we actually jump into the design phase, we have a phase or an area, a process called strategy. The main deliverable during strategy phase is what we refer to as a wireframe. A wireframe serves the exact same purpose as a blueprint would serve if you're building a house. So for example, if you can imagine you hire a bunch of contractors and builders and you say, go out and build me a house, without having had a blueprint to follow, it would be a nightmare. And the same exact kind of concept applies towards web design. If you were to hire a web designer, even if they're a really good graphic web designer, if you were to sit down with them and you were to begin the process, they'd probably say to you, what do you want on your website? And at that point, it's really the blind leading the blind. So a web strategist or a professional wireframe designer plays a really critical role in having a successful website project, because some of the things they're doing, they're creating a site plan, they're talking about information architecture, navigation, they're talking about conversion strategy and conversion optimization. They're talking about for example, in your company, what's your value proposition? How do you differentiate yourself from your competition? How do we prioritize content on the website? And basically they're creating a blueprint. And in that blueprint, you have areas that are sectioned off. It looks just like a blueprint. Those areas have very specific content, they have very specific messaging, they have very specific calls to action, they have very specific images, they may have video. So all of that content is strategically built into each container within that big framework of the wireframe, and then each container or bucket is put exactly where it should be to increase and improve the user experience and create the most optimally designed website in terms of conversion, aesthetics, design, functionality. So I can't imagine how a website could be built without wireframing. So we take the wireframe phase in a project very, very seriously. We dedicate great resources and time and energy towards creating a real powerful strategic approach towards designing our websites for our clients. So if you have any questions about wireframe development or starting a website, feel free to contact us. And this is Michael with Tiny Frog Technologies.